Hello everyone, my name is Sam Wong. I graduated from a Bachelor of Finance and I currently have invested in stock market and share some of the insight to investors like you who may be interested to hear the rationale and reasoning to buy and select these stock. I told my friends I would put up what I had so far and the last few weeks that I've recommended and what the status of those, and again what was the rationale that was telling you to buy those stock, and here's the actual return that was shared with you on the day that was purchased, because bear in mind prices just varies between intradays and also varies between the range of the day that I purchased and the day before and after. But if you will look at January 27, that's probably that was the day actually was at the dip. The market was pulled back a little bit, at least for these stock, if not the index. Because bear in mind that here's what I want to tell the educated investors as well. You can look at the three major indices, which is Dow Jones Industrial Average, which only contained 30 stock. NASDAQ, which major FAANG was the major leader, changing and impacting on now Tesla as well, impacting the index, and also S&P 500 redeemed to be better because better indicator because you have 500 companies you're calculating those. But on these small cap, which beginning of the year we talk about small cap and international stock will be the winner this year, outperform, well, not the winner, some people use the word outperformer this year, which means you will be doing possibly better than the average of the index. And so these stocks actually were not in part of these indexes. So here, and actually it could be an inverse relationship. So when the market, the major index going up, actually the stock could be down on those, but vice versa. So just bear in mind of the potential risk of the way who you talk to, how you talk to people, exchanging information of the stock investments. So regardless, these are the stock that was picked in the previous videos. If you watch for either the consolidated one on the growth for this year stock recommended, or just piece by piece, each one that I have made a video on certain time that I recommended to buy, and also have the price range around that. So in the first one is Baidu. This one definitely is really a home runner. I didn't anticipate it to grow that fast with such a high price. So I was targeting at 288 to be conservative, and in my mind, really $300 will be where you hit. And at the time, it was trading around $235 to $242 range. So got a 238. And again, if you look at the number of trading days, that excluding the weekend, so you can about the weekend is like 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks, if you would have bought this stock, you will have 42.8% return as of Friday if you're still holding the stock for $339.91. You will have sold it around probably 300 to 330, so you still will have a 25 to 30% return. And the reason was recommended this stock was they have improvement earnings. 2019 was a rough year for them. Last year, due to pandemic, was actually helping Baidu. Baidu was like Google in US. So a lot of people, doing things online. So and also they have announced that they will possibly build an EV. And the reason announcement is that they have appointed officers and probably a team of engineers that will actually drive the space to creating the EV to preparing for 2025. The second one was CCL, and the reason was recommended for that one was that, well, if you look at the leisure and entertainment industry and also the retail all put together, which is consumer spending, right? Consumer spending. A lot of stock in, like you look at Gap, you look at TPR, they already recover and actually hitting the 1 year 52-week high mark already, or even exceeded. So in this case, CCL was still trading at discount. If you look at what they were at the year high, it was at the time 1820 was definitely lower than 50%. Now 2459 is higher than 50% of the 52-week high. So I see this as being traded at discount, because if other retail were opening up, how would this one not open up as similar expectation that consumer will go travel once being fascinated and market the market, the travel open again, right? So next one, MGM. This one as well, same rationale, except with an exception that it was actually talking about online gaming and online gambling. So people actually, you look at casino in Macau and look in the US as a reference. I mean, this is really have a good possibility, and DraftKings have been going up a lot. If you look at $42 to $61 as well, 50%. So this one actually grow quite a bit as well, but not as strong as DraftKings. But they also have a recent acquisitions with England signing the intent of purchase agreement. So having all this stuff you're talking about in the future, MGM have a really good potential. So now you break it through and hit 35. I think you may hit $40 or more, okay? And then the next one, JUVAF, this one is a cannabis stock. And the reason I was picking it because it was cheap. I see some movements going on back and forth. So I actually purchasing, February 1st was actually they pulled back from a high like $1.60 and pulled back $1.30. So I think it's a good time to buy more because I actually bought some at $1.05. And it was as high as $1.90 the share within short period of time. So I still think there's a potential, while other one, JILLAY, I think that's a symbol. That one was actually skyrocketing, have 5 times, 6 times more. It's the same cannabis stock, but in that type, but the only reason that stock was going up because it's short selling. So this stock office is not going to have short sell because it's a small volume. People don't even pay attention to it. But I also address the risk of short selling, and I would not try to speculate and buy stock that is short selling. I would talk about it if you're interested, but I definitely not recommended to do so. So anyway, to make a story short, I think this stock will go up to $3. So there's still a potential buying today, $1.55. Or maybe a little cheaper. You pull back a little bit this week, but this one definitely will be a good one that to buy on that. So the next one, Billy, which is one of my favorite. I mean, the only reason I pushing this hard on this one is really my favorite. That's really no major reason about it. They have active user being continue to be increased. The stock have been actually from $40 when they're chasing it. I couldn't get it to $120 plus $130, but potentially could have somebody buying them out. Who knows? So $200 will be the target in my mind on Billy. But don't call me on that because you could have pulled back. Because this stock just talk about the future, having a lot of young generation being this platform, the space, and the technology was just really good. And you can look at the website, BILI.com. You can see the setup. I actually like it better than Google. I hate to say that, but Google, when you look at it, it's a blank page, nothing except the heading, and then you type in whatever you want. But here is already, when you go to the home page, you already set up in different type of categorizations, very neat, organized, very well organized. And the good thing about, I like this one as well, yes, for those of you who have a business, currently a small business, trying to grow in Chinese market and don't know much yet, this is a perfect place to put your video out there, because my video actually got uploaded in Bilibili.com, but it's ranked in the top, and people will be able to pull mine out very quickly, easily, because YouTube has millions of video already, but this one don't. So if you have a business, think about it, trying to upload it to Bilibili.com. That's a good one. And then the next one is PDD, Pinduoduo. Again, the reason was asking this is they were kind of mimic. I don't know if they mimic or they think about the idea, but anyway, just trying to make stories simple. It's almost like Amazon grocery delivery model, which is you have here you had the store, the organic store that delivering, right, ordering and leveraging that. So vegetable very fresh, and with Chinese, which the national average of income are improving and going up. So poor people moving up to the middle class, they want a better quality of life, better quality of food. This is the place to be. So they actually do a very good job of pushing it and want to make it, like probably with reputation, right, to earn the market share. So potentially, if you will be able to do it, the market is really big, like talking about how many trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion, I forgot on my video, but this will definitely at the end of the day make Pinduoduo 10 times more than revenue growth than as of today. I do have to note that Pinduoduo is still losing money today despite the very big revenues they're getting. The next one, Bowling BA, and I told you that in the video. If you watch my video, I said this stock already at the bottom. You cannot get worse than that. And with the MassJet 737, we're flying all over the world, US, Canada, and Europe. And they will have continually pushing through the contracts and selling those to these airline company, anticipating the recovery, happening very soon this year. And also they also have defense part of it, and the laser supporting the airspace. So with all these type of business that will see potential increase of revenue, I do see this stock have a potential to going back. And also a few years ago, this stock was at $500, size $500. So it hasn't been recovered yet. In the pandemic, it was dropping $90. I made money out of this one big time last year, in probably April or May timeline, and when I bought it, Bowling. So this definitely is a good one. So I think it will potentially can go up further. And then the last one, which is kind of worse, all of that depending on when you bought it. Some people would have bought it at the dip, which is way earlier than February this year or January this year, probably December timeline, when Trump was still administration, talking about delisting of Chinese stock, and there was a threat and all this stuff going on. The stock was dropped to $215. So if you bought it and now it's $260, you make pretty good money. I know there's a lot of YouTubers talk about it, a lot of fund manager holding this, US fund manager, or even Europe were holding this stock. So this is definitely a potential growth. Currently, it wasn't doing that great. It was the least performer, but it's still positive. So the average return, excluding BABA, in such a short period of time, you look at the number of trading days, right? You really average out less than 3 weeks. It's 25% return, very close to 25%. It was actually amazing, right? So I hope that's established some credibility in future. If I recommend a stock, you go more look into it. Obviously, I recommend you do some research. You gotta look at what the stock does, whether they make money or not. But I'll try to highlight it all in my video, different than other YouTubers. All you say is there's future growth, right? But bear in mind, some stock like penny stock, it doesn't have enough fundamental. There's really nothing to analyze fundamentally, but just the speculation piece of it, the future growth potentials, the business they may get, and also some, from a technical perspective analysis, we stock have running for a few months, right? So I hope you like this video. Again, I have capturing investors should be well informed and do a little bit of homework before buying any stock, because there's always risk involved. And to conclude this recap, I do think Pinduoduo, since my target price 300 unchanged, it still have potential. But again, you have to be maybe holding till year end to get to $300. Especially November 11 is always the largest sales for Pinduoduo. CCL, I do see when summertime or in the fall, when this carnival cruise start to really haven't be able to travel again. I think they already have some pre-booking, so pay, right? Some revenue. I don't know if they recognize it or not, because I know there's a recognition change of principle in accounting, for US GAAP. So they may have to able to recognize these payment now ahead of time, so usually accounted for. But in the stock market model, they may have been accounted for. But since still they have a really if you look at the previous year before pandemic, the revenue, they were much higher. So that's really potentially will be recovered, soon enough. And then MGM, obviously, there's always people love gambling. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And then the cannabis, I said that one will go to anticipation $3. So these are the stock I would recommend that at this current level, or maybe let it dip a little bit, maybe 2 or 3%. You can more likely still buy those. But for BA, I don't think at that current level you want to buy them. BABA is still good to go, maybe at 260, because this one go up and down like few dollars every day, so you could be able to capture 260, and then when you rally or let then you will keep going up. Then at this point, you cannot catch a cheap stop anymore. 10% is very easy to be attainable, $300 and BABA in my opinion. And then but then Bilibili, that's just my favorite. So unless you will follow me or will buy it just because it's my favorite, I don't necessarily recommend you buy that one at $140. Okay. I hope you like my video. Please give me a like and send me any comments. Thank you very much. Have a nice, wonderful weekend.